Welcome to the Photocast.
Yo, two people, only two people, yes, please. No more chaos. No more interrupting me. Fuck you, Shinny. I will literally kill you in real life. Uh, no, JK, just Minecraft, obviously.
Yeah,
Thank you, Judge.
we're trying something new. We're revitalizing the channel by what is this? What is this idea you've had, Onidba? Where only two of us talk at once, or two or three of us, perhaps, or sometimes even one of us. Uh, Instead of a fucking circus show of 8 people yelling over each other and then somehow not having anything to say. We're instead doing a focused focused conversation on a single topic.
Ah, dude, are we doing it? Are we finally entering the pronoun topic arc? Is this what's happening?
You're exactly right, no need, bruh. And today's topic is the 2021 anime? 2021 anime. Vivy Fluorite Eyes song.
Yeah.
This
Uh,
came about because I was asking people what anime I should review like months ago. When was this? Do you even remember?
I think this was literally like 3 months ago. I just like finished it, and I wrote on a column like, oh, it's been a while since I made like an anime video, and then I was like, I guess you could talk about like this show because okay, Vivy Flourite, whatever the fuck Eyes is, it's one of like an original anime that was like popular for the season it came in. Like it was one of like the good shows, giant fucking quotation marks.
Yeah.
So I thought it might be like up your alley.
And for
But we'll find out now. I'll
yeah, we'll
finally
find
fucking
out.
find out. What do you think about it?
For a bit of
After
context, I do not keep up with seasonal anime. I've not kept up with seasonal anime since I was in high school in 2014. Well, yeah, it's kind of yeah, basically high school to 2014. I think the last seasonal anime I watched was like Kill la Kill. uh, but yes, Florida Eyes, Vivy, whatever. My good friend No Need Bro was like, hey, you should watch this. And I'm not too picky when I ask for suggestions for anime, so I'll just literally take anything off the street. And he said it was good, so I was okay. I'll just fucking check it out. And I checked it out. I put it on my fucking computer screen. I torrented it. I did all that junk, and now it is time to hear my opinions on it. I vote like 3 reviews of the show because this was in my break period before I came back with the World God Only Knows review. Uh, this is between I wrote like a bunch of reviews that never came out because I was like I lost my
which
mojo.
about that specific old god only knows reviews is because the dude has fucking wrong opinions about like fucking anime and art and literally everything because it was like, oh, the world god only knows it's like fucking good and people just stop making anime, bro. It's so fucking high art, bro. It's like peak. They fucking peak. Should have just stopped. And then we had to prove that they were fucking retarded. So then he was like, well, let's just make a fucking video, and he just made it in like a day. Like every video you see from Dune is just the result of me bitching to Dune and some call, and that video will like happen either the next day or the next month.
Yeah, like I'll immediately like leave the call and start typing like, all right, here's everything I had to say to him, but I couldn't think of it 10 seconds ago. Uh, yeah, everyone go watch the World God Only Knows video, because it's great. It's a good video by me Dunekun. Anyway, but we're not here to talk about that. We're talking about Vivi Floyd Eyes song. Oh God, no need, bro. We have to explain what Vivi Floyd Eyes is. We can't just talk
We're
about
really
it.
fucking we're fucking doing all the check marks, a topic episode, an anime episode. We're even giving a fucking summary.
Yeah,
We're really fucking doing it. We're
you.
firing on all
This would never happen
cylinders.
in a Dunekun video. I would never describe the plot of a show in detail. But since it's your favorite fucking show, how would you do it, huh?
Not my favorite show. What should we get into? But I guess okay, like uh uh however many amount of words the next line I'm about to say is. It's essentially the summary. This was written by the same guy who made ReZero, like the original like light novel artist. It's not based on like a manga, light novel, or anything like that. It's like an original anime, but the main writer and like I guess creative brain behind it is the dude behind ReZero. So it's just like autistic, retarded, bad, kind
Yeah,
of, but also
yeah.
kind of
We
good.
it seems like sounds like we
Time
agree. It sounds like
travel
this is gonna be a short
story.
podcast. Yeah, I can definitely tell this is made by the guy who made ReZero because I also don't like ReZero.
This dude has a knack. This is a knack for like meaningless time travel stories. Like he really just like fucking like just undercuts like all the fucking narrative tension at like the last two fucking episodes, which I loved by the way. You know, as someone I had liked like the first 2 3 episodes of the show was like just like going in an interesting direction, but then like the rest of the show happened and I was like, oh, this like went in a really retarded direction. It was like the same exact emotion I felt about ReZero, like in exactly like the same fucking tempo.
He has like a cool idea. He has cool ideas. Or I guess like the video game idea of like, oh, what if you die but you came back to life? It is literally just Groundhog's Day, but like it's cool enough. The premise of ReZero is fine enough. Execution terrible. And this since you didn't explain it, I had to explain it now. The premise of Vivy Flourite Eyes is that there's a singer vocaloid fucking robot girl in the future who is sent back in the past, like Phil of the future, to stop a robot uprising because in her present time there's a robot uprising where they start killing all the humans, and so she is sent back in time by her creator to stop that from happening. And that sounds like okay, it's cool. It's like Terminator, but it's like anime. It's like an anime girl. It sounds cool. And execution, they somehow they fucked. Like I don't understand how they fucked it up so bad. Like it just makes no sense. Like first of all, my biggest problem with the show was like, okay, so how do you stop the robot uprising? Well, obvious answer: destroy all the robots. Okay, no, we can't do that. We because robots, robots are pretty cool. We kind of like robots, having robots around, so we can't kill all the robots. And the main character's a robot, so it kind of makes sense. It's like, okay, robots. We just need to like stop certain events that makes people that would make the robots want to kill humans or like make people hate robots. Okay, my brain is like fucking frying trying to remember like how stupid this was because the first mission they go on is to stop. They stop the murder of a
The law.
pro robot guy, right? A politician, right?
Yes, some dude was gonna pass a law, but like that. Robot rights. His answer was like, bro, robot rights, kind of base, kind of fucking quirky.
Yeah,
And their mission was like essentially to like stop that, kinda like because people like gonna assassinate him because like, bro, you fucking like
yeah,
robots, fucking
yeah,
cringe, literally die.
yeah. A guy wants to pass robot rights because robots do have emotions, and they are people. And he's like, we're gonna make laws that make them have rights, and then there are anti-robot groups who are like, no, we cannot allow this to happen, and they try to kill him. And when they go back in time, they stop that from happening.
But like,
Um,
also that's like even in that, it's like kind of antithetical to their own goal because their goal is like they don't like
yes, but
want robots to be like fully sentient creatures. So
yeah,
like the fact that they just let this guy just like fuck off and just make it a law, which is just like expedited the situation where like
no,
a robot will just be more developed. It's fucking bizarre,
because the
you know?
problem is
Choice.
they can't let him die because then he'll be a martyr, and then people will really want robot rights. So if they let him live, it's like this is like whatever. And that's like which makes no sense. Like because robot. This is a whole nother problem we got to get into because the idea of like robots having souls. Because the whole beginning of the show starts with Vivy, the main character. She's a singer. And she's like, "How do I sing with like my whole heart?" And everyone's like, "You're a fucking robot. You don't have a heart, dude. You're like, what are you, an idiot?" And she meets like a little girl, and she's like, "No, you're pretty cool." And the whole show is about her like, "Oh man, I gotta find my heart so I can be like a good singer." And then, but throughout the whole show, every character who is authority we trust is like, "No, you don't have a heart. You're a robot. Be a robot. Stop having emotions." But
Like
sometimes it's like you do have emotions though, and she's like, "But
like
I do have emotions, but I shouldn't have emotions because it's bad."
the futuristic. the futuristic like scientist who created like Vivy. Which, by the way, okay, just so for a fucking correction, for that literal one dude in the comics, is gonna be like, no, 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 you're fucking wrong, die, dude. Dude, she was not sent by like her creator. She was sent by like a fucking fan. We're just gonna get into like because like
Oh yes, you're right. She was sent by the fucking
fan, the
boyfriend,
biggest sin.
her simp. Yeah. Uh,
But like we're gonna get into that. But like even like her creator when he like made Vivi and quote unquote okay, in this world each robot has like one specific like mission or goal, which is like protect someone, like abide like by the law, or like enact like justice, or like whatever. Did they explain at the beginning of the show like, oh, it's just like easier to make robots do stuff if they just have like one fucking goal, and her goal was sin with all your heart. Okay, you see, when her creator gave her that goal, even his colleagues, which is like, his fucking, peers in the scientific field were like, bro, this is such a fucked up thing to do to a robot because that's literally impossible. And he's like, lol, XD, I
yeah,
don't care.
yeah.
Maybe just figure something out. Who
Yeah,
knows?
it causes centuries of
Literally
strife and like pain for this poor girl who, like, the fact that she has like feels bad about it is like proof that she has emotions. Like they always try to make it like robots don't have emotions. Robots are robots, but like robots can like get married. They have funerals. Like they have families. Like they love each. They have relationships. It's like obviously they are people, but like for some reason they just pretend that they don't. Like no, it's so like incongruent. Like nothing makes sense. Nothing works together. Like a robot commits suicide in the show, and it's like, oh, that's like if they're sad enough to kill themselves about something, that must mean they have emotions. Like no. They're just a robot. Like it doesn't. Don't think about it, bro. Just like literally don't think about it.
we're supposed to be like on like Vivi's side of like the issue of being like, because okay, she has like a sidekick. My fucking god, the fucking sidekick. I literally want to fucking squish that guy and just literally fucking
Yeah, her
stab him
sidekick is like a
from the
little
fucking
square dude.
past.
It's like Lados
Yeah,
from Portal, but
no,
like
he's
a
like
dude.
Whitley.
He's
He's
like
like Whitley from fucking Portal 2. He's literally Whitley from Portal 2.
yeah.
Like okay, like the dude is like, whenever like an emotional plot happens in the show, the fucking square guy is like, bro, it's a fucking robot. Stop, Ken. Let's just literally solve the
Yeah.
robot uprising, please. I was like, no, my emotions, and they have feelings. It's like, no, you're fucking retarded. And they like, turns out the robot actually has feelings, and like I'm supposed to like agree with her.
Yeah.
They do have feelings, even
Despite
though
like despite the culmination of every arc being that a robot had feelings, like the next arc immediately starts with like, no, they don't have feelings. Stop. Even when the show ends with Phoebe like writing her own song, with like which is like the first thing a robot was first time a robot has ever wrote a song. It's like no, but yes, it makes no fucking sense. I want to talk about the time travel because I think we're getting like stuck on this. Like it makes the robot. We're gonna get back to the what they're not robot. No, there's so many things to talk about. We have to talk about the robots are good or bad because the ending of the show they team up with the anti-robot like terrorists to like win the day and like kill all the like stop all the robots. Like this is the most like Japanese show ever. When the because the answer is not let robots have all the rights and then they're just people and integrate in society. Not the answer. Don't do that. We need robot slaves. The answer is not kill all the robots because they're gonna kill all humans. They want to do that. Don't do that either. The answer is
no, okay.
like stop the robots from killing all the humans. Don't address any underlying issues.
Why? Okay, no, dude. It's even more than that. You give it way too much fucking credit because the answer is, at the beginning of the show, hey, let's just destroy the robots. No, you can't because we're robots. Fuck, blah, 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 blah. Now, the answer is, let's just destroy the robots, but like 70 years later. That's like the fucking answer of the show.
Yeah.
The conclusion is, they just fight the robots and then shut them down because they're killing everyone.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, okay, it's like, at the beginning of the show, it's like, okay, what's causing the robot uprising? Is it some like virus by like some malicious like individual? Because like, oh, there's the robot terrorists, which is like throughout the show, the robot terrorists just like manipulate or like hack or like whatever, like robots or whatever to like make them do bad stuff. Like when bad stuff happens, the robots can be blamed for it. So the robot terrorists can like get a boner from like killing robots, and that's like the plot. So like, okay. So like, what's the reason for the robot uprising, guys? don't know the reason for the robot operas, and just the robot just want to kill human. That's literally it. They just like decided to like kill humans, and it's like they just thought that was cool. So like at the end of the show, Vivi just like nukes every fucking robot on the planet. Just like fucking pushes turn off button on every robot, and the show just ends. And I'm like, what?
It's very, I don't know. It's very vague whether or not she kills all the robots at the end. I thought it was supposed to be vague.
It's the
It
shutdown
doesn't. It
program.
doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't
They
imply.
call it the shutdown program.
Yeah,
So
but
I don't know
I don't know
what
if
it
that means they
means.
never had robots again in the future because she's a robot and she's alive.
we
Um.
we get we get a vague flash forward like after
Yeah.
like the 100 years, and it's just like she's like dead, but like psych she has amnesia and she doesn't remember any of this shit. Actually, she has amnesia for like the second time, and she
Yeah.
doesn't remember any of this. So I'm just like, so like, were the robots bad or good? Because like they just wanted to kill humans. Actually, turns out the robots somehow were aware of the time travel and were like actively like fucking it up. So like the robot uprising will happen,
Like the
even
like the whole
though
like was the 10th episode. They come on the robot bad guy is like, yeah, I knew you guys were fucking on time, so I just like changed things that happened, so I still did the uprising anyway. Like, don't even worry about it. It's like, okay, so like the whole season, nothing was important, nothing of value happened during the whole show. Um, One of
speaking
the
of like
things
speaking
it
of
goes
like
back
the
to like the whole issue of the time travel because like the whole thing is like we have to go back in time and change specific events. So like uh, the robot uprising will happen. Also, they make a point to say that like because Vivi's friend, little girlfriend, like a 5-year-old girl, gets on a
fucking
plane
god.
and like is in an airplane crash, and Vivi's like, I need to go save this person, and because I know it's gonna happen, but then he's like, no. Her AI friend is like, no, you can't do that, and she's like, why not? And he's like, because you're messing with the timeline, obviously.
Isn't that the point?
Even though the whole point of the show is messing with the timeline, he's like, no, that's different, and they don't explain. They don't explain it at all. They give no
And that's
further
the one
explanation.
time. Yeah, that's the one time because like this dude just like stops her like physically from saving these people, and it's like, bro, we're gonna mess with them, and I'm like your point is to stop the robot from like evolving too much so they don't mess with them. So like, why don't like, oh, we need to like keep it a certain way, I
Yeah.
guess? Question mark.
It's like trying. They're
But
like
like
it's
this,
like it's like Tony Hawk Pro Skater when you're grinding on a rail. You're trying to keep it in the middle. You can't go to the left or right too far. You can't make robots too good because they'll get all high and mighty and kill everybody. You can't treat robots too bad because they'll get mad and kill everybody. Like, you have to keep it right in the middle. And like
but
well, some people hate
but
robots,
but,
but like they're generally accepted in society as
but
slaves.
later. But like, okay, the thing is, in every following arc after that, they just like mess with the timelines with no regards. Like
Yeah,
they just like tell people about like how they're messing with time, and they just like save people who are like supposed to die. Like for example, what is it like the fucking satellite? Which I think is literally the second arc. Like the fucking satellite is gonna fucking fall down and kill 1 billion people, and they're gonna
yeah.
fucking blame the robots for it. But like they save all those people. Like they do save all
Yeah,
those
you can't save
people.
it. You can save a space station full of like a space station, hotel, casino, like resort of people, but not like an airplane. Makes a
Because they
fucking
would change the timeline too hard, bro. Because they would change the timeline too hard.
yeah.
And
No,
even like
because that was one of the because the spaceship crashing is one of the important points that the doctor professor said that we had to change. So
but
it's
like but
okay.
like but like bro, cause and effect is not like you save one person and that person somehow is in a fucking whale and just gonna do a specific thing. No. Like they saved like a couple tens of thousands of
Oh,
people in that fucking space station. I guess those tens of thousands of people just like popped into existence, literally just sat around in an island and did like nothing to affect the course of history, I
no need,
guess.
but you don't understand. Cause and effect does not exist in this show, because a lot of time travel stories. I would say most time travel stories, except this one, focus on the butterfly effect, where you go back in time and change something, and then a lot of things are changed because like of unforeseen consequences. Like if I went back in time and like killed my dad, like I would not be born. But like in the world of Vivy Flourite Eyes, I would still somehow be born if my dad was killed like 25 years ago. Like it would just like Like, cause no, if we just change this one thing, like a important politician living,
It's not a one
nothing
thing
else will
though.
happen. No, there'll be nothing else changed. Only this thing happens, and it works like we wanted it to work, and nothing else happened. They didn't like do a scandal later, like fucking nothing happened. Those 10,000 people we saved, nothing. They did nothing important with their lives. They impacted the timeline in no way.
It's just chilled out. It's just chilled out. Like as the show goes on, as the show goes on, and they like arbitrarily save more people and like fuck with shit a lot. It's just like it's just sit there and be like, I guess that fucking robot squid was just an asshole and not letting her like save this fucking plane full of people. It was just like it's just an asshole. That's it. That's like his own reasons.
Yeah,
That's it.
basically, he is kind of an asshole. I was just waiting for a point in the show where it'd be like, what? Wasn't supposed to happen. This doesn't happen in the original timeline. You know, like something that usually happens in time travel shows. But no, nothing like that ever happened. Like like it feels like everybody in the show has like just read the script and like know what's supposed to happen, and so they just like so they don't question anything. They don't question like why nothing makes sense. Like they're super smart AI apparently. They don't understand the basic causes and effect of like, oh, if you don't kill somebody, they won't die. Oh, if you kill somebody, if you save somebody, like things will not change. It's so dumb. It's like the dumbest show I've ever seen. I don't know why you think it's good. Can we talk about why you think it's good?
I don't like it is then dude. I don't like it is okay. Okay, when we talk about seasonal shows, I don't watch seasonal shows. I'm like every season there's like one, maybe like two shows who are like above average. But I mean by that like they're not fucking high school XXXXX I have superpowers or like isekai I'm actually secretly God type of
Yeah.
shows, which is like literally every fucking show. It's like Vivi, I guess Vivi's like stood out in terms of like the last like 2-3 seasons or whatever because like oh it's an original show. It's not about some fucking teenager in some fucking world doing some fucking bullshit and becoming God at the end. It's actually about like a dumb bitch robot who just like does nothing. And then okay, can we talk about the ending of the show? Because the ending of the show is literally none of that mattered, bros. Like the robot
Yeah.
operation still happened, and everyone still kind of died.
Yeah, and
Like
they're like,
it was
let's just
the
time travel
robots.
again and see if we can fix this. It's like, let's do
I
one
like,
reset, like mulligan. Let's do it again. It's so
I
dumb.
like.
It's like, okay, well,
Okay,
why
okay,
didn't
they
we just like
make
make this a movie and like not do the whole 10 episodes before this?
okay. Okay, there are so many fucking little like points and nitpicks. Like for example, like that last. Okay, to give the fucking summary is everything they did fucking meaningless because turns out the reason for the robot uprising is because the hive mind there's like an AI hive mind which is like just decided that like humans are shit and we're just gonna kill them. But you see that AI hive mind somehow through quantum physics or mechanics or like some mumbo jumbo just like knew that like this dude from the future sent this like robot AI from like the future to the past to like change it. So it was just like f- from its theoretical timeline, from its theoretical quantum fucking possibility, just like observed that and just like made sure it didn't like fucking mess with it at all. Like whenever like Vivi or like her fucking robot friend changed something, it's just like he somehow like they don't explain how or why or like whatever the fuck.
Or
It's
like
just like
and like nobody noticed or didn't account for that. Or I feel like
how? Literally how? Like literally
no,
how?
it's like yeah, it doesn't really make any sense at all.
Like like they talk
Like
about
I can't even think of a way to like defend it. Like how do you like if so like, for example, saving a politician's life. Like how do you like without killing the politician? How do you counteract that effect? Like exactly.
like okay,
And again,
the
it's
main
not like big like pro AI anti AI. It's like little like micro aggressions and like public
they somehow
opinion.
escalate. Yeah, like okay, robot committed suicide, and it became a martyr because it was a famous robot. Blah blah blah. But they stopped the famous robot from committing suicide, so no one knew about that. Uh these two fucking these two like the space station fell down. It was because of an AI, and the AI fucking killed everyone. They stopped the AI from killing everyone. Actually, the AI saved people. Like, how did he undo that? Like, okay, like he, as the show continues, the cube guy is just like obviously like fucking reading Google history or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, shit's going fine. Like, humans do not really hate robots, so hopefully we not fucking want to kill them. But turns out the AI, the hive mind from like the theoretical, I guess, beta timeline, just like it's like no, we're just gonna kill them. It does not literally matter what you do or change. We're just gonna kill them. And then some part of it is just like Vivi, you're like kind of epic and kind of cool and unique, even though you're like literally not. So we're just gonna give you the choice of like shut down every robot or like just let us kill all the humans. It's your fucking decision,
Yeah.
bro.
Gee, I wonder what you're gonna choose. What are you gonna choose? Like, what a moral dilemma. Genocide or like to kill the people doing the
Genocide.
genocide? Oh, kill the people doing the genocide.
It's so it's so weird. There's like a weird moment in the last like 2 episodes where it's like Vivi fails, like they reach the future, and then the robot starts murdering people. And it's like, bro, we failed. Fuck. So they like meet up with the guy who like first like sent her to the past and is like, you're about to send me to the past, right? Failed plan. That was fucking cocked, and here's why. And he like explains it, and it's like, oh, okay. So now you think at this the point of the show, and I was like, okay, this is probably like a situation where like they're gonna send her again, like the real past again, and she's like gonna manage to fix stuff up, or like convince the AI, or really change human, use her new experiences of like the next 100 years, real work out that like fucking relationship between them. Actually, no. For whatever reason, the dude just decides to send her like 2 hours ago before like people like started getting murdered, even though they still got murdered. It's just like, okay, let's just give us another chance to kill all the AI. Let's just give us another chance to save every human.
Yeah, we couldn't have done that
Like
a week
why?
ago. It has to be 2 hours ago.
Yeah. Like why? Like he sent her, and I kid you not, he sent her 100 years ago. Why didn't he just do it again?
Uh, this is what we were saying. How the premise is good. It's like, okay, I'm interested. I'm hooked. But like every level of the execution is just like they fumble the ball every yard on the field. As a football analogy, I don't know if you got that. No need. It's American football.
Uh,
Uh,
I got that. I understood. I comprehended. But okay, you asked. I guess we'll move on to like actual discussion between us. Uh, I don't like the show. Like I honestly did not like the show. I just thought like when you first asked me about like, oh, an anime to talk about, I was like, every other show that's airing is generic high school anime. Like it's either like generic bad high school anime or generic bad shonen anime. And I was like, I guess like this show like stands out for like I guess a different reason, and also like did you like the animation? Like how do you find like the production quality of the show?
I
I
thought,
guess
the animation
overall.
is pretty good, but definitely like the thing that stood out to me most is like the stills, like the painted stills the show has. That's definitely like the high point. I mean, the show looks good. I wouldn't say it looks bad. Um, it's mostly just the writing. The visuals are fine. The music's okay.
It's written by an artistic fucking light novel artist, so you know. So you know. You know
Yeah,
what to expect.
I don't know how. Like, you know what? I did think at the time when I watched it, like it was like an okay show, just because of like if you turn your brain off and like don't think about anything, like it is like it reminds me of Violet Evergarden. Remember Violet Evergarden?
I fucking hate that show. It's just so fucking boring.
But yeah, it's a pretty show. It's like it's very normie bait, and more so than like if there were anime Oscars, this would be like anime Oscar bait. You know what I mean?
It is. It is. It was one of the most. Okay, like there are polls in like Japan and stuff about like, oh, what's like your favorite show or most popular show? Like this show like won a couple of them. It was like the second most popular for like that season. Like it was up there.
It's like not
About like, oh
like it
yeah,
presents itself as like this big like smart artistic thing, and for a lot of people, for most people, that's like enough to for that it like even tries to be something more than like a high school isekai. Like just the fact that it's like that it's like wearing a nice suit and like has a nice name attached to it is like enough for it to be like art.
I mean, Harrison, you are literally right. The only reason I recommended you this show because it's literally not a fucking generic high school isekai anime. Like that is like the main reason behind me like recommending you like a seasonal show. Oh, what to watch? Like, what do I want to talk about this season? And I like recommended this because it's just like stood out. It doesn't mean it's good because it just stood out.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely stood out. I was looking at the chart. I sometimes I check the charts just to see what's happening. I'm like, no, I'm not watching any of these. But I vaguely remember the Vivy season not being too good. But like, some generic. I've been surprised by generic high school anime. Link's Demon King of High School review. Yeah,
Fuck.
It was a good show.
Ah,
I don't know,
Dunekun.
but like I've also been like God of High School, like the most hyped up show ever, and it's like, oh, this is awful. This is,
The
but
animation, like
and you know,
it
at the
lived.
time when I released that video, people were like, no, it's the best show ever, it's the best show ever. People hyping it up. Uh, Shout out to Cantant hyping up God of High School because they're fucking knuckle dragging monkeys. But like I saw what's that podcast called with Gigik and the other guy?
Trash taste.
Trash Taste podcast. They're like, maybe it wasn't Trash Taste. Maybe, I would say it's Trash Taste. They can sue me if they're offended. They was talking shit about God of High School, like, oh, you know, most disappointing show I've ever seen, you know, all that stuff. And I was like, yes, vindicated. I was right. I'm always right. People don't know this. People always they've been like you especially you. I'll state an opinion about something, and you'll be like, no, actually, I think this, but you don't understand, no need. But I'm always right about things, and like I will make like if I can't convince you in that moment, I will make a video that is correct, like just shows you that I am correct.
No. If you want to turn this into the fucking me versus you show, I'm fucking up for it. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking prove to you once and for all that fucking the God world only knows whatever the fuck it's called is just another generic harem show.
It's
That's
not a.
it.
Did you watch the Dunekun video? Do we have to pull it up?
I watched a Dunekun video and I'm like, this is literally just like every other show.
What are you
Like,
talking
yeah.
about? Address the complaints with my fucking video. Say it with your chest, no need. But come on, what's the problem?
Such as for fucking line up your points so we can fucking shoot them down like the ducks they are.
I
Like
don't
the
know.
fucking bleeding old Asian ducks they are.
Is this just
I
gonna
feel
be
like this is
the
another
Dunekun was no need episode, or is it gonna be the Vivy Flourite Eyes episode?
I feel like this is another episode. I feel like hey, let's not burn to all our good ideas yet.
Yeah.
You know, let's fucking have fucking longevity, please.
Yeah.
Let's not be like the bad podcast called Fun Art, where we literally made like the best episode in like the first fucking 2-3 months and just stopped.
Yeah, you
Like
know.
a year. Let's not do that.
So how about next time we'll separate. We'll arrange our notes about the world God only knows, and then we'll come back and discuss some other time. How about that?
Yeah. I'm up for it. But like, yeah, let's circle back. Stop those gears. Fucking put our safety on. I think Viva's Flourite Eyes is like the thing is, it's unique. Ooh, it has high-minded idea. Ooh, it's this, and it looks good because it's animated by like Wit. And I'm like, but this was like so fucking shit in every other aspect, especially the writing and the plot.
But like most people don't care about that. Like I would feel comfortable like recommending this to somebody.
I will do too. I don't think anyone will actually think about it. Like they won't think about it until like I pointed it out. Like the asshole I am. I'm like, why did they do this? And they're like fucking sit down and like, I really don't know why they did that.
Yeah.
But it was cool. Like
But even
had
then,
fight
like
scenes.
even when there's like a lot of people, even when you point out like how stupid a show's like writing is, they'll be like, oh yeah, but it doesn't really bother me that much. And it's like, how do you live life? Like you're just like you're like a turtle. You have a brain
How do
empty,
you
no
exist?
thoughts. But I don't get too mad about it nowadays. I used to get really mad about that kind of stuff because I lived with a guy
Yeah.
who did that.
As
But
as you grow old and decrepit, you just learn. People are just fucking wrong. People are just wrong, like all the time.
yeah, I just let people be wrong about stuff. I don't get too mad
I
about
mean,
it anymore.
okay, like for example, people watch like TV. Like, people can complain about video games and all this other, but like people watch TV for like 7, 8 hours a day, and I'm like, do you watch TV for like 7, 8 hours? Like, and ironically, like, do you sit down and just do that? Like, no, like I do some work, or like just sit down and just fucking stare at the screen. I'm like, I. The thing is, I have like a mom and sister and stuff, and I'm like, and I just sit them there, and I'm like, they're just watching some garbage on TV, and I'm like, do you like this? And they're like, no. And I'm like, why are you watching this? Just like, I just fucking shrug, and I'm like,
Yeah, there's nothing better to do.
uh, what am I fucking supposed to answer with? It's like, oh, do you like it? No, I don't. Like, obviously, comprehend this. What they're consuming is not by any stretch of the word, quote unquote, good, but they just don't care. And most people I know don't really care. They just like want something to pass the time after like work or school or whatever.
Cause they just watch it to like talk about it, and like, cause even if a show's bad, you can still like talk about how bad it is. Like that's still like what all they want is to talk about it. They don't care if it's like super good or super bad, as long as it's not like offensive to them, they can watch it.
I say this as a fucking 20-year-old, something like a fucking 40-year-old. As as time went on, I'm just like, I don't have time for like bad stuff. Like if it's like boring or like not good, like I'll watch a show and drop it at the first fucking episode. Like that is not an issue for me. I'm like, it's just boring. It's just bad. Like why would they fucking sit here for like 4 episodes? Oh, it might turn out to be good. I could just fucking consume something that's like good from
Yeah,
episode 1 or 2.
yeah.
Like why would they like do this? There is too much shit to like watch or consume. Also, there's like grass to touch. Also, there's like you could just go outside and literally just walk around.
It's infinitely more rewarding than watching like most anime.
Literally, yes.
Yeah, I'm with you. Where like people treat anime like it's fucking homework. Like, make sure you finish all this before you fucking eat your peas or whatever. Like, no, if I don't want to finish something, I'm not going to do that. I'm not gonna. I will stop an episode like halfway through and just like walk away. And now I'm at the point where I just don't even start watching episodes. I just look at it and I just say, no,
You
that's
fucking
not.
hack
That's
the
not for
system.
me. And that's like, I don't think that's a bad thing. Just say this piece of media is not for me, and I will not be. I will not even try to enjoy it.
It
And I'll just
is
walk
just
away.
it is just too fucking much. Honestly, there's just like too much, and and it is and there's too much like great, not even good, like great stuff that's like all the out. You could just like do that. You could literally spend the rest of your natural fucking life. If it's like obviously your main passion or whatever, you just spend the rest of your fucking life just consuming like all stuff that is actually good. And I was
Yeah,
like, it isn't like, bro, it's old and it has like soul. No, like it's all and good. Like it
like
stood the fucking test of time.
yeah, like the world God only knows.
Next episode, the next episode.
Yeah.
This will just be like the elephant in the room. Like we'll just talk about another thing and we'll just put on the world God only knows. And I'll never fucking address it fully. Just like snippets here and there for like 2, 3 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I guess this is. I don't know. Do you have anything else to say about Vivy Floyd Eyes?
Uh, I think we said everything. I think this is a good start. I think we fucking squeezed in good stuff. No, they're there. Except this fucking cut this. Editor note cut this. Obviously.
Yeah, I'll cut that out. Don't worry about that.
Uh,
What a rant you just went on for 20 minutes. We just have to, I'll cut all that out. Don't worry. I always feel bad when podcasts are less than an hour long, but it literally does not matter and makes no difference. Uh,
I believe in fucking quality over quantity. The thing is, we could literally just thread this for like the next fucking hour if we just literally nitpick every fucking episode. We could just go in episode by episode and just fucking point out, wait, this is the most retarded, batshit insane bullshit ever.
well, the problem is we watched
Fucking
this like months ago, so we're making this video like impromptu. Like, if we had like actually thought like sat down and like wrote notes for the show and then like came and talked about it, it'd be different. But like this is literally just like off the top of head at 2:30 in the morning, just like
at 7 a.m. right
7 a.m.
now.
for
I
you,
have
yeah.
not slept yet. I think we did as good of a job as we could have if we just fucking wrote notes. And here's the thing, I'm not gonna fucking write notes for this show. I fucking hate it. Like why would I like consume brain cell for trying to like articulate why it's so bad if I could just do it off the top of my head? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
The marketing team.
I agree. Why would I write an anime review about this show?
And I guess you didn't. I guess you didn't. You
I did.
know.
I wrote a couple of them.
God, the fucking the Dunekun meta critique about his own fucking script about the show.
Yeah.
How was the first script? Like you said about the first script that you actually liked it. It was
Yes.
like way more
When
positive.
I first finished the show, I was like super. No. Hold on. Let me try to remember. I definitely had like an arc where I like didn't like it, and then went to liking it. I know one script was about. Fuck, I don't remember at all.
I think
One script was about Portal. I think that was like the third or fourth one. One script was about time travel. One script was about. Yeah, one script was definitely about like trying to like the show and like trying to find the good points. No, the first one was definitely because the first script of anything I ever of any anime review
me.
is the
Yeah,
fucking
I fucking remember now. I remember now. Okay, if I remember, the order was the first script was like about the show, but like you fucking destroyed it, ripped it a new one. But like, okay, this is too mean. And then the next script was like about how like you tried to like the show and was like, dude, this is too fucking retarded. I hate this show. And then the other script was about like how the two other scripts are fucking retarded and about how you hate talking about anime. And
yes.
then the fourth script was about fucking Portal.
Yes, the fourth. Yeah, that is right. That is right. I think you do have it because I was playing Portal at the time. I had it up on the second monitor.
Um, the best Dunekun content is like the content where he spends like 60% of the video just talking about like a completely unrelated thing, but by like the most fucking office cases segue ever. He just
Yeah,
segues and just
I was
never
just like
goes back. Talking about what they did
pinpoint
actually.
accurate, like focusing on like one specific aspect of a show. And then like the other 5 minutes, they're like, yeah, it was pretty good. Anyway, like this one scene in episode 5 where it really got to me. And this is how it relates to the World Trade Center. It's like shit
we
like
haven't
that.
even
I don't know.
we haven't even talked about like the terrorist organization, like the fucking Taliban of the
We
show.
talked a little bit about it. How they're the good guys, even though the show refuses to admit that. We're doing a podcast. Get out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. Fucking get destroyed. Yes, yes. Thank you for the cameo. Thank you for the cameo.
Are you OBS recording right now?
No, we're doing Audacity.
Okay.
We are doing OBS.
No,
He
he never
lied.
knows.
He'll never know. He'll never know.
He'll know this when he hears it. You know, when he fucking hears how it was in
No.
OBS. It's like a fucking fool. It's like a fucking donkey. Like,
Yeah, we got him good. We got him. We said when we work together. Yeah, why are we fighting, no need, bro? We work together so well.
we're fucking doing it. We're doing it.
Yeah. What were we saying? The
but
terrorist
yeah.
organization? They are the good guys, despite the fact that the show refuses to call them the good guys, even though they solve the problem in the end.
Even though I guess they were right all along. Even though like, my fucking holy shit, like through some quantum calculations that the like scientists first did about like, okay, what's the reason for the robot uprising theoretically? Like all the fucking causes were by the terrorist organization. But actually turns out they were like actually the good guys and they actually secretly wanted people to like robots, even though they went out of their way to make robots commit suicide and like not have human rights.
No. I remember. Because like for the most of the show, the robot group, the terrorist group is like kill all robots. Robots are fucking awful, garbage. We should not be relying on robots as humans. But in the last couple episodes, they were working with a moderate faction of the anti-terrorist group, and I don't know what being a moderate fan of genocide means. Like I don't know how you can be a moderate terrorist. Like, yeah, we're not doing 9/11s, but we do car bombs and stuff.
It's just a little bit. It's
Just a little bit of terrorism. But anyway, it works. That's how they end. That's how they end the show with some moderate terrorism.
They never go in. Okay, here's the thing. They never go into what it means that robots have feelings. They never go into like what's like the dilemma that's like presented to like human. Like okay, this could have been tackled in so many like interesting. I'm gonna fucking steal a word from a fucking mustache's friend. Fucking nuanced takes about this issue. Like for example, just for example, labor. Like when the
Yeah.
show hit from the angle of like, oh, because robots got so fucking advanced and able to operate such like complex tasks, labor just like went down like so hard. Like people just like started going on the streets because like okay, typically in sci-fi shows, like robots take over. It's just like oh, it's a utopia, you know. People don't have to do like menial tasks anymore. But like that's not how it fucking works in real life. When someone takes over your fucking job, you're just jobless and probably homeless in like the next month, bro, because you can't pay rent. Like you could have taken it from like oh, people hate robots because like they stole their jobs, or people hate robots because like they pretend to be humans, or like they use for propaganda, or like because they literally just don't want to like robots to like replace them like in real life. Maybe like some fucking dude got cucked by Chad Thundercock, number 7,000. You know, it's such an HD model with a giant
Yeah.
fucking 7-inch cock. What about that fucking plot? I wanted to see that.
Yeah,
like, no,
the
it's all
fucking Samsung VR girl or whatever it was. What's her name? Sam?
Yeah, she's just real,
Yeah.
bro. And
She
she
stole
can't fuck
stole
you
my
in real
she stole my
life.
husband. Yeah.
But no,
Yeah.
it's just like all this vague, flowery, like artistic bullshit about like they have feelings. But what does like that mean? They just never go into that. They never go into like the consequences of time travel because it doesn't matter. They never go into like robots just commit suicide. Like the main reason even Vivy is like is able to like stop them at the end by like shutting down every robot in fucking existence is because they decided to like, you know, you decide, you know, you fucking like you're cool, I guess. Just like thought she was cool, so just told her, hey, this is how you shut up. Fucking decide. Do you want to like let us kill all the humans, or do you want to like shut off all the robots?
Yeah, it's a bit of a shit show. Also, although that being said, I agree with everything you said. That being said, I think I like the show more than you like the show.
I guess so. I guess so. Do
'Cause
you
you
want to
see-
like? Yeah, go on.
I was gonna say because you're like really upset about it, but like, I don't know. I've kind of like mellowed out with age. It's like yeah, it's a bad show, but you know, it was like I don't regret watching it. As I mean, like, I don't know.
Okay. For me, my favorite stuff is not the stuff I complain about it's like the stuff I complain about the least because like you could always be an asshole and just like find something to nitpick. Like you could always like find that like a loose screw in whatever like structure. It's just like the amount is I guess what matters to me. Like if I can like rant about a certain like specific plot point and that's it, I'm like okay, you know, this is fine. Like I still like the stuff. But if I'm like able to like just point out randomly, just like off the top of my head at 7 a.m. while being sleep deprived, what the fuck is wrong with the show? It means the show is fucking bad.
It is bad. I would definitely agree with you there. Yeah, but I don't get too mad about it though. You know, I just let it be. It is fucking dumb though. I was really mad about it when I watched it. But I've had time away. Also, I think a big part of it is that you watch a lot more anime than I do, and so like
I don't think so. I don't think so actually.
How much?
Okay.
I have not watched an anime since Vivy, Flourite, Eyes.
Okay, 2021. How many animes did you watch?
I think one. I think I just saw Vivy, Flourite, Eyes.
I watched like 3.
Really?
Like yeah. Like okay, I watched Vivy. I watched like Art Taxi. Okay, Art Taxi is literally just a fucking movie. Like if Art Taxi, if you heard about this, it's like oh another good show, like original whatever the fuck. It's just like a movie essentially made into an anime. It's just like it did not need to be an anime, but like the story's fine, the writing is fine. It's yeah, it shows like good. And there's like 86, which is actually like kind of interesting, but also like based on a light novel. So I just expected to go to shit later. That's like my fucking expectation. And like Dragon Maid, like those are like the shows I watched like this entire like year, like this year, like last year. That's about it.
Really? I always thought you were more of an anime watcher than I guess not.
I was back in like, also back in high school when I was like 17 and 18. But like the moment I entered college, I guess a switch flipped and was like, anime is like kind of like fucking bad. How about like you stop? You know, how about
Yeah.
like stop?
Once you stop
Question mark?
immediately relating to the high school situation, it's like, oh, this is retarded.
It's
like,
yeah.
like these are dumb problems to have. Because I mean, like, it's not like the fault of anime. It's like it's geared towards high schoolers, so it's like not, you can't be mad at a show for kids. You wouldn't be mad at Sesame Street for catering to little kids, So I can't get mad at anime for like high school anime for catering to high schoolers, especially when I
That's why I
liked
don't
it in
watch
high
it.
school.
Yeah, it's like I cannot, I cannot for like go out of my way to like shit on a lot of like old like shonen stuff, like real like old stuff, and just like high school like original like high school animes, like for example, I don't know, like some example that come to mind. I cannot think of any, but like old shows, all that I watched when I was like a kid, I cannot like give them too much shit because I was the target audience and I obviously like them for like real specific reasons. But like now I'm just like bored. Most of them are just like, oh, this is just fucking boring. I'd rather just like literally read a book. I'd rather just like go out. I'd rather just like literally do anything else because like the level of thoughts is just like so low. The bar is so low. It's like something like Vivy just stands out. It's like, oh, this is like actually good. Except it's not. And all the concept is just like redundant, baby tier sci-fi bullshit.
Yeah, I think that's true for me too. But like the shows that stick with me, that have stuck with me to this day, which I think is like most of the shows I watched as a kid. I just happened to watch a lot of good shows. Like, and the shows
Mm.
that I did watch that were bad, that were bad, I just forgot about them. Like, I was when you were talking, I was like, the one I was thinking of specifically was Clannad. Like, I want to go back and rewatch Clannad and see if that's still good because I liked that a lot when I was a kid.
No, it's not the one with the remake. Fruit Basket is the one that had like a remake, I
You're thinking of
think.
Higurashi.
No, Fruit Basket. Yeah, Fruit Basket
Fruit
also has like
Basket.
a full-on remake.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of that. I didn't see the original Fruits Basket, but I saw the Fruits Basket remake with my roommate. 'Cause she was into Fruits Baskets, and I thought it was like
Hmm.
it made sense. It's a fucking girly show. I wasn't really into it, but
Ah,
I kind of want to see Clannad
it,
again. We should do an episode about Clannad.
most
Have you seen Clannad?
Clannad, no.
You've not seen
It's just
Clannad? We have to see Clannad. That's the next episode.
it's the next episode. See all of Clannad. I don't know. It just okay. This is obviously outside this perspective. Whenever like Clannad, I'm like, this looks like a dramatic like high school anime. You know, like oh like they're gonna have some quirky issues with like bullying or like people not understanding. I'm like, I just don't fucking care, bro. I
That's why.
literally don't
That's
know.
why I want to see it again. Because I'm like,
Mm.
will I still be emotional? From what I remember, Clannad's issues are not really high school based because they're seniors in the beginning of it. They don't like.
Even okay.
I think it's.
Okay,
I
I
think.
have like a point. I have like a point about being like old, and by being old, being like fucking 21 or like whatever. As I grew, like I'm way, I started to lean way more into just like slice of life. Like I started to lean more like slice of life, just like happy stuff, I guess. Like the older I get, the more that like whenever something is like edgy or whatever, I'm just like this is just stupid and dumb, and it does not need to be this way. That type of situation. Like for example, my favorite show right now, definitely Dragon Maid, because Dragon Maid is just like they just chill out and just like eat cake and just like fucking have funny jokes occasionally, and the animation is like real good, and I'm like, yeah, it's pretty fucking amazing, an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, good job, Kyoto Animation.
Yeah.
But that's it. But like every like old show that's like serious about fucking saving the world and killing the guy or like getting revenge, I'm just like fucking can you just like take a nap, bro? Can you just like chill out for like a second?
It's just like
Like
just
that's how
lay
I
down,
feel.
just take a nap. I'm
It's
kind of the
just
same way. I was never too big into like traditional those kind of shonen anime where you're like a mythical hero kind of guy. I mean, I was into like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto. But those are kind of
Mhm.
different than like fucking Jujutsu Kaisen. I guess. I assume I never seen
Well,
Jujutsu Kaisen. I did see Jujutsu
like
Kaisen. I saw the first couple episodes.
I I try to like find arbitrary like connection points between like old stuff I used to watch and other stuff I watch now, and I feel like for the stuff I watch now, there's a lot less. there's a lot less like tension and a lot like more like perspective. Like for example, like Monogatari, I guess, is an example I would use. Like there is not really a lot of big big holy shit conflicts and like Monogatari. Like all of this stuff is like extremely like personal to the person. Like the show is in a sense like hey, let's explore like how a person like thinks about like a certain issue or why they have it and how they can solve it. And it's like they reach like some honestly kind of positive outcomes for like almost like I think literally all of them technically. But like I like those kind of shows because like more positive, less dramatic. Actually, people like reach and they're not so fucking up their own ass. Like
Are you,
whenever I like,
are you sure you don't
yeah,
like Monogatari because of the lollies?
honestly, it's like my least favorite part. That's
I
like,
just turn the TV off whenever they show sexual scenes.
uh, for the show, I would say like the first two seasons are extremely fucking sexual. Like they're like, okay, this is literally like meaningless. You just put this on because it's on screen. A horny boy. But afterward, they like tone it down. As the show went on, they like turn it down, turn it down, turn it down. Obviously, like still anime, it still has like its own quirky anime aesthetics and stuff in it. I mean, he still wants to fuck his sister, so you know, that's a fucking thing. That's a fucking thing to think about right now. That he does want to fuck his two sisters, which is definitely like a bizarre situation that you can only find in anime.
Yeah, I've always been like I think a lot of people who are into anime, like really into anime, like have only ever been into anime. Like they got into anime when they were kids and like stuck with it. So like stuff like the incest stuff and like fan service like doesn't bother them as much. But I was as a kid,
Yeah,
I had a lot
yes.
of I liked a lot of different kind of things. So like I understand like how fan service and the incest lollies stuff goes into anime culture, but like I've always had this like rough edges with it. Like there's abrasion to it. Where I'm like, because I don't think it needs to be there, but like obviously it is there and it will never go away. So like complaining about it is weird and like meaningless. But like I just want to make it clear that even if I like fan service shows or like incest shows, like I like Orimo, I think it's an incest show that I like. I like Nejima fan service show. Um,
Mm.
I read the first Monogatari book. The first Bakemonogatari book, light novel, pretty good.
I mean, there is a reason why those shows never get. I would say like popular because they get popular in like their own anime community. Never get like popular outside of it because like I'm just gonna say it right now. To a normal person, just the concept of oh this guy like kind of likes his sister, just kinda, or just like oh his sister's just like walking around fucking naked, just like instant turn off. What the fuck is going on? This is like degenerate. Let's just like stop,
And
guys.
it is
But it's like
like yeah, and they're completely
yeah,
right to think that.
but like to an anime fan, fucking instant eyes literally glaze over. Like honestly, there was like a point like I was watching like Monogatari and stuff, and like some one of the chicks just like walked around like naked and just like full on screen and just like didn't even like pay attention. But then like after he like finished the episode, it was like, hold up, man, just like fucking rolled back, saw her like just walking naked. I'm like, if someone was here with me, look
Yeah,
what the fuck is on screen right now? Is that porn? Did it just be like that? It's like the
yeah,
normal human reaction.
yeah. And I think everyone gets reminded of that whenever like their parent walks into the room when they're watching anime,
Yeah.
because they know like no matter what it is, there's always a chance that it could switch into like a naked girl doing something embarrassing.
Dude, turns out to weird. Fucking bends down. Oh no, step bro.
Yeah.
Except in every show.
Even Naruto, Sexy Jutsu. I was like, oh god, please don't.
Literally, yeah. Literally, yes. Literally, Naruto tries to fucking yeah. This dude just fucking illusions himself into a naked hot chick to get favors from like old people who wants to fuck him. What
So
the
weird.
fuck?
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's weird. He's like 12 too. That's why you gotta stick with Dragon Ball Z. Only watch Dragon Ball Z. That's how it works. That's how you go.
Even Dragon Ball Z, like in the first, what's this? Yeah, in the first Dragon Ball Z, like in Dragon Ball Z, I'm pretty sure he takes off her fucking underwear
That's
and
Dragon
slaps her
Ball. That's not
ass.
Dragon Ball Z.
Whoops.
Yeah, get the hell
Sorry.
out of here. We're doing a
Wrong-
podcast.
Fucking one, and then
Why does everybody? We're in the kill no need zone. That's the podcast.
Hi,
Get
I'm ruining this. I'm ruining this for you.
Yes. You're just creating like empty. Yeah, yeah. And words.
Why? What is wrong with that?
Delete that.
No, I'm leaving it in.
Okay.
Fuck 'em.
N-word stands for Nate head, just to be fucking clear.
Yeah. Well, we made it over an hour.
Okay,
we
we
did kind
fucking
of get
managed.
sidetracked.
Yeah, we fucking managed it. We fucking managed to loop our way over an hour.
Because we just talked about random shit.
Intentionally.
We just kind of got upset about things.
But yeah, Dune, you know, as every good anime podcast. No, it's not a fucking anime podcast. I'm not gonna fucking call it an anime podcast.
Is this an episode of the
even
Phone
though-
On Cast, or is this a different thing?
Up to you. Up to you to fucking come up with either a funny name or to just fucking chuck it in. And no one. Who's gonna fucking stop us? That's a fucking real question, dude. Who's literally gonna stop us?
I don't actually have the login to the Phone On account, so
we can fucking squeeze it out if someone. But yeah, dude. Like every good censored podcast. What's your score for
Of
Vivy
the-
Flourite Eyes?
I'd have to give it like 4 or 5 out of 10.
Okay. I want to establish one thing, which is even though I managed to complain about anything for like over an hour or more or whatever, it does not mean how much I'm angry at it or like I really hate it. There are so few shows or like entertainment properties I'm like actually angry at, which we might get to someday, but this is not one of them. This is like, it's just kind of mid. It was just kind of like disappointing, kind of, but I also did not have that much of high expectations. Like, yeah, to me too, it's like a 5.
I just-
I'm not meant to a normie, but like to someone who with a brain, no.
Yeah, I think to most people who'd watch this on like Netflix or something, it'd be totally fine with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so go to your local Blockbuster and rent Vivy Flourite Eyes song.
Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, is that the end of the episode?
Mm.
Is that the end? Can I stop recording?
Yeah, that's it. I think that's it.